for LeBron?
Well, listen, I think obviously the door is ajar to LeBron playing somewhere other than the Lakers to finish his career. But so much of the conversation surrounding LeBron this last week, I did consume some of it while on vacation, was to me maddening, but also idiotic. So can I go through? All right, so the first of all is this idea of, well, if he wanted to win, the biggest impediment to the Lakers winning is the fact that LeBron James makes $52 million. LeBron James at $52 million is the 13th highest paid player in the league. Is LeBron James better than the 13th best player in the league? I would say so. Last year, LeBron James finished 6th in MVP voting. He got the 6th most first-team All-NBA votes. So if you're not Shea, Joker, Giannis, Tatum, or Donovan Mitchell, last year, according to the NBA MVP and All-NBA voters, you had a worse season than LeBron James. So $52 million, which is a little bit less than Karl Anthony Towns, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, and a little bit more than Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Zach LaVine, feels to me like a bargain. The other part of the money on the LeBron is, well, he could have helped the Lakers. No, he couldn't have. If LeBron would have gone from $52 million to $10 million, the Lakers add $3 million in cap space.
How does that work?
Because they're more than $35 million over the cap. So they don't, you know what I mean? So if he would have gone from $52 million to the league minimum, it would have opened around $10 million of cap space, which is in a world where Terrence Mann makes $15 million. That's not getting you great players, right? And so there's that piece of it. Then there is just I think I got so frustrated because it was like, wait, LeBron James might be available. And the conversation seemed to be like, well, yeah, but would you want him? Can we all agree LeBron James is still better than Kevin Durant? He certainly was last year. He certainly has been every day they've both been alive. He's been better. Wow. Kevin Durant, every single day of LeBron's basketball life, he as great as.
Okay, this is what's so frustrating though, because we're just getting completely sidetracked by the actual conversation. We're just moving everything all around just for the sake of moving everything all around, and it's frustrating to see, honestly, because let's just have the directed conversation about LeBron, and about what are the opportunities for him to if he should or shouldn't, and what is available to him outside of LA. And it's okay to question if you would want LeBron because of the type of team that you have, what you're looking to accomplish, the type of player that LeBron is, and what you're trying to build in any given moment. Certain teams might be like like the Sixers. They kind of need, depends on what you think about Embiid, I suppose, but they're trying to kind of get younger, start new, and kind of hit the reset button a little bit. They made their mistakes with some of these older players that they're desperately trying to figure out, how do we transition out of that. I think LeBron might not really make the most amount of sense. That's just the reality of that situation. If you're talking about a team I don't know. I'm trying to think of teams that are actually kind of, on a spectrum more competitive, like the Denver Nuggets or, what was the team? Let's see, the Boston Celtics or something. I'm trying to think of these other teams that have definitely also have won as well. You can make the argument of what you're trying to build and what direction you're going in, and if LeBron is the right fit at the right time. Especially because when you add someone like LeBron, his career and his accomplishments are so much more the dominating factor in that culture that you might be like, yeah, we don't need it. We don't, we're trying to build something more long lasting, and everything with LeBron is seemingly more temporary. And that's why when you say adding a KD or LeBron, yeah, LeBron can be better right now. But when you add a KD to the Rockets, it just kind of happens. And it's so much more casual. And KD won't dominate the headlines game after game after game, week after week after week. Where for LeBron, it will. He's that much of a force of gravity at that point. So, that's where you do kind of question it necessarily. And so, at this point, also, like, LeBron is an unbelievable player, but I've said this so many times now, and this is what I said all last season going into the playoffs, and I was proven 100% correct. He can't sustain high-level basketball in the playoffs in physical 7-game series. LeBron James can still be a monster, can still be a beast, and in any given moment can, without a shadow of doubt, be the best player on the planet, on the court, for the game, for the quarter, whatever it may be. But he can no longer sustain that game after game, every other day in the playoffs. He just runs out of steam. That's what happens when you get older. So you have to factor that in. When you're saying, yeah, this guy's unbelievable, but like if we're trying to win playoff games, if we're trying to win a ring, we need less of LeBron. We need LeBron to be like a second or third option. And then that's where then it comes into the money. It's like, yeah, do you want to pay a third option $50-some million? And this is where it's also interesting for the Lakers because you have Luka in his prime. You have LeBron, who's still a beast. And, when you look at the quote where it's just like, we understand that it's difficult to try to win now and prepare for the future. I mean, like, well, how deep in the future are we talking about here? Because Luka is in the heart of it right now. It's not like I can understand if Luka was like 20 years old, 19, 20, 21 years old, and you're like, all right. It's going to take him like 2, 3, 4 years to really kind of get into who we think he can be. So like that doesn't really line up with LeBron. But like maximizing Luka right now falls aligned with what LeBron's trying to do, with him. So like I don't even see, because it even says, we do want to about he knows the Lakers are building for the future. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. Like, that's kind of the interesting point to me. Because like I said, Luka is ready to win now. He's proven that, and that's also just what his age is right now. Like, you want to be in a win now situation with Luka. Like, so that's where I'm also kind of getting tripped up a little bit. People got really high on the Lakers when they added Luka. And then when they came up short, it was just like, see, they're bad, they're terrible. People had them pegged to go to the Western Conference Finals and compete there and can maybe even win a title. And then when they came up short, it was like, see, they were never that good. They were not this, that. And then it just goes to the other extreme. I mean, I think JJ Redick was a good coach. He wasn't a great coach. When you saw the great coaching, specifically in the NBA Finals against, with the Pacers and OKC. So you could see what high-level coaching can do. You saw a team like the Rockets, which also had high-level coaching. You could see what it is to actually really create and instill a culture. So you would give and again, I understand, like, I'm not saying you abandon JJ Redick, but you have to understand, like, he's learning how to coach. Like, that's just part of the process as well. And, I don't know. It does feel messy right now, honestly. I think that's why I'm kind of struggling chewing on all of this right now, because we could say, oh, the Lakers are preparing for the future. And it's like, okay, but like, what does that exactly mean right now in the modern NBA when you have someone as great as Luka? Like, I don't know. It just feels weird. And you still do have someone as great as LeBron. And if LeBron's okay being like a second, third option and having a lot of games where he's not playing 38, 40 some minutes, it's like, well, then you can clearly still win and be great. And if you're really saving LeBron for the playoffs and pulsing him throughout the season, and you're having Luka have center stage, and LeBron James is still putting up 20, 10, and 8 or something. I mean, like, are you kidding me? I mean, think about all the other second and third. Think of all the Robins. I know it's like such a negative thing to say in the NBA, but think of all the guys who are, second, third fiddle around the NBA. It's like, they're not LeBron. They're not LeBron James. That's for sure. So it's like, if you can create a team where you got LeBron as your 2 or 3, it's like, are you kidding me? How could that possibly not be a championship contending team? So it's like that's where things are weird. And then people talk about like, oh well, what if he goes to the New York Knicks? And that's the other interesting thing, because it's like LeBron at the end of his career, like, what is he gonna go to? Like the Atlanta Hawks or something? Like the 76ers? I mean, like, it only works. You could only go to a team like the Sixers if they win a ring, or the Rockets if you win a ring. Like, it would have to be like, I just came here to do what you could not do, right? I just made something that could not happen. New York would be a similar experience, but it's also New York City, massive brand. The Knicks, I think winning a ring in New York would be massive, massive for LeBron's legacy. It would be bigger for him to win a ring with like New York than for him to win another ring with Luka and the Lakers, especially because Luka would truly be the centerpiece. Whereas if you went to New York, I understand Jalen Brunson and all of that, but like Jalen Brunson does not have the same pull that a Luka has, just even reputationally. So and also again, like New York, like it's just they've been starving for so long that if LeBron gets there and in year one they win a ring, just would hit a lot differently. So then I think it's also like, what are you trying to consider? Are you trying to consider the legacy? Are you trying to consider what your ultimate resume ends up being? Do you just want to ball? Are you just trying to compete? And when you're trying to compete, in what way are you trying to stack the deck in your favor? Understandably so, like not hating on that aspect, but it's just like, how hard are you trying to do that, right? Are you trying to find like the actual perfect situation to put yourself in the best possible situation to win a ring? Like there's just a lot of interesting factors here, honestly, that make it pretty messy to try to contemplate, which is why I stopped the clip when Nick was like talking about he's better than KD and this. It's like, man, we're just muddying the waters right now. Like everything's just getting, and why would anybody not want him? And it's like, because there's other things to factor in right now, and that's okay. It's not a knock on LeBron James. It's just understanding that, you know, it's not as straightforward as things always seem right now. What does LeBron actually want? What is important to him? Like it's muddied right now. That's really, to me, what the conclusion is here. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about LeBron James? Do you think he will be traded? Do you think he should want to be traded? Should he just pretty much end his career with the Los Angeles Lakers or go elsewhere? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.